Hi everybody, today's going to be a fun little video. I'm going to do a shop my stash, but instead of picking my own products, I'm adding them to a random wheel picker and I'm going to let fate decide what goes on my face. I thought it'd be fun to take a little break from the Sephora sale of it all and all of the hauls. And this gives me an opportunity to get into my stash and use some products that I really love that are hanging around that I don't use enough. All right, what do I have on my face already? I have my eyebrows done. I do have primer on. I use the Tom Ford Soft Matte because I know that plays well with most anything that I put on top of it. And I do have some lip butter on. It's the Dior Glow Lip Butter, whatever it's called. Yeah, Lip Glow Butter. Okay, so I think we should start with color corrector under the eyes and move on from there. I do have to remind myself to screen record. That's the only way I'll be able to put up on the screen here or here, wherever I put it, so you can see what's actually happening on my phone. It's the easiest way for me to be able to show you what's coming up. I should say I did a video about a week ago, put up a video where I go through my entire collection and really figure out what was going to be included on all of these wheels. So if you want to check that out, I will link it down below. I did sort of like it wasn't a huge declutter, but I did go through it all. So some things did go and I did decide to include or not include certain things. And I should say that anything that's fairly new that I have recently reviewed, featured, shown on this channel, I am not including because that's not fun. I want to go back in time and use the things that I haven't used in a while. I'm screen recording. Oh, I need a little note here just because if I don't screen record, that's going to be hard to show you. Okay, let's go. Why am I stalling? Let's go spin. I don't have my glasses on, I can't see. Tarte. Okay, Tarte it is. All right, so it looks like the color corrector we are using today is this one right here. It's the Maracuja Creamy Creaseless color corrector. I love the concealer in this, but wasn't a huge fan of this one. But let's give it another go. I wonder how this whole look's gonna turn out. It's gonna be interesting. Most everything that I have in my collection I like, but some things I'm not, the craziest about. Picking some of the product up with an A506 from BK Beauty. Let's get the hair back, shall we? And I am going to start color correcting. I think the reason I didn't like this was that it was a little bit too thick, I think. Like it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing ever. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. One thing I do like about this very much is that it has this little painter brush and it's extremely thin. So you can be very strategic in where you place it. All right, well, that's one great thing. Definitely getting in here. The darkness in my eyes on the inner part is just getting worse and worse, you guys. It's so annoying. Let me spread this out. Color correct a little bit. My skin is, it doesn't feel dry. It feels quite normal. It just, I don't know, the weather change, the time change really messing me up. And I just feel like my skin is not like bright enough. I don't know. There's something off and I'm not liking it. I am not liking it at all. All right. Well, now I remember. So this is a little too peachy, but that will go away. We'll cover that up with our concealer. I brought you in a little bit closer. I feel like I was too far away from the camera. Normally, I'll go on my eyelids with a color corrector as well. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just gonna leave it to the bottom. And now let's go ahead and spin and see what concealer comes up. All right, on the screen, you will see everything that is on the wheel. I couldn't fit their full names on each pie slice, so whatever comes up, I'll let you know if there's a specific name to it that means anything. Okay, so let's spin. Jones Road. Okay, I don't know if that's going to work with this, and I'll tell you why, but I'm going to use it anyway. So Jones Road, it's a pencil. Uh, I don't know how it's going to work over, a creamy color corrector that I've just put on, because this does come with its own color corrector pencil called the neutralizer. Okay, this is the face pencil. You can use it all over. The Jones Road pencil is in shade 7. I think I forgot to tell you which shade I used in the Tarte color corrector, and that is shade Peach. Okay, let's see how this works over that color corrector. So this is pretty creamy, so we might be okay. I'm just gonna start applying where I need it. Oh no, this isn't working. I am going to let you know that I don't think this has enough coverage to cover up the peachiness that we have underneath from the Tarte. This is a nice pencil, don't get me wrong, but works much better with the neutralizer pencil, but we'll see where we get. And I like to apply this one with my finger, and it's something that I typically will reserve for, a quick and easy everyday concealer. But I mean, it's a nice one. It is a nice one. Well, actually, you know what? That's not bad. It kind of looks weird right now because we don't have any foundation on. Let me use this just to show you, like I have a spot right here. You can do that and you don't have to bother with foundation if you don't feel like it. Like, it's a really great product. I don't know why I'm bothering doing this. I'm gonna put foundation or whatever pops up. Might be a skin tint. You never know. The way things are going, who knows? Who knows what's gonna pop up? I feel like this wasn't the best pairing with the concealer, but that's the fun of this. I hope. What do we think? I mean, this eye is done. It doesn't look too bad. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Let's get on to this eye. It's hard to over apply this. It is. And that's another thing that I like about it. If I didn't mention that already, I just feel like my under eyes are just super dark lately. I don't know. I feel like I'm looking a little dry under my eyes. Okay, well, we're not off to a very good start, but I don't want you to think that this isn't a good, really good, like everyday go-to concealer pencil. I'm a little thrown off right now, if you couldn't tell. I don't even know what to say. Okay, it's fine. No, it's not fine. Look at the darkness under here. Okay. I'm going to try and add just a little bit more over here. Am I going to walk around like this today? I don't know if it looks as bad on camera as it does in my mirror right now. It might not. Or maybe I'm just being too hard on it. Let's see when everything comes together, what we think. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to foundation. I have my glasses on or else I won't be able to see what pops up. So let's spin foundations and skin tints and see what comes up. This is kind of fun, but also is giving me a little bit of anxiety. Charlotte. Okay, so I talked about this in my declutter video that it got a lot of flack. This stick. This Charlotte is not the newly reformulated one. It's the stick. Let me show you. This guy right here, the Unreal Sheer Glow Tint. And I have shade number 5 medium. Let's get it on. Why not? So this has a little bit of like a glow to it. People were likening it to the Hollywood Flawless filter. I don't agree. I haven't used it in a little while and I'm about to. So let's see. Now I cannot remember if I used this with my fingers, like what was the best application. I think I'm gonna use my fingers. Doesn't give you too much coverage, but it does give you a nice glow, and it's not metallic at all. I'm kind of glad this popped up because why not? So if you can see right here, I have some imperfections coming through over there, and I want to build this up so you can see the glow that this has. It's actually really pretty. It feels very moisturizing and emollient, but not sticky. I mean, I can feel it, but all right, okay. I'm not upset about it, but I feel like I need to build it a little bit more. It's a very sheer coverage. Now here's the problem. I can still see this peachiness under my eye from the color corrector. And it's just going to have to stay like that because that's what the wheel said I was going to use. All right, so let's continue on. Yeah, I think fingers is good with this. And I think when I reviewed this, I must have done, a side with my fingers and a side with a brush. I can't remember. It was so long ago. So if you do build this up and you don't spread it out, you do get more of a glow. But if you spread it out, it's quite a natural one. Can't remember how long lasting this one was though. It's looking really nice actually. Isn't it? What do you think? I think I'm a little bit thrown off. In general, I'm thrown off with this video. And a lot of these, I can't necessarily remember details. Some I can for sure, because they left an impression, usually in like the negative. I'll remember that. Or not. Sometimes it's just boop. I don't like it. I don't want to remember why I didn't like you. I just remember I don't like you. It's with people too. It's true though. It's true. Anybody else like that? Want to make sure I have a nice even coverage and I haven't missed any areas. Did I get my chin here? Can't remember. I think I missed this whole area right here. Okay, that's fine. I actually kind of like how this looks. I really do. And it's a good shade, 5 medium. This would be more of like a summer product for me, although I didn't use it this past summer because it got lost in the shuffle of it all. But really, really nice. And like I said, it feels like it's not drying at all. It's emollient, but it's not sticky. It doesn't feel greasy at all. If you have, I think now I remember, if you have oily skin, I don't know if this would be the best thing for you, but I have normal skin and sometimes dry, but not currently. My skin's not dry, but I feel like it looks dehydrated. I think that's what I was trying to say before when I was trying to pinpoint what's up with my skin that I'm not loving. Anyway, okay. If I keep talking, we'll be here forever. We have foundation on, so let's move on. Let's move on to bronzer. For bronzer, I'm going to start with liquids and creams because those might end up being more contoury. And depending on what pops up, then I'll do another spin for a powder if I think it needs it. But it's going to depend on what pops up right now. So let us spin. Lovely. All right, Westman Atelier. I have the shade Biscuit. I only picked up a mini and it has lasted me for a very long time. Mind you, I do have a big collection, so if it was the only one I was reaching for, it wouldn't last as long, obviously. But there's quite a bit of product in the mini and they are quite expensive. So if you wanted to try something like this out, I would definitely start with a mini and see how much you use it. And if you love it, then move on to the bigger size, but you don't need too much product. So it ends up lasting quite a while. Okay, BK Beauty 109. And oh, BK Beauty's having a Black Friday Cyber Week sale. I think it's 20 to 35% off if I'm not mistaken. I posted on my community tab. I'm just going to tap in here because I don't want to draw on my face. I'm just going to keep it light because we have the Charlotte underneath, and adding a heavy product on top of it, it's just, I mean, you could, but I want it to kind of match up because our eyes, not very heavily concealed. The Charlotte's light. So I want to keep the same. At least what I can control is the amount that I'm applying to my face. How gorgeous is this? Like, just a beautiful shade. And yes, it's contoury, but I can use it on its own. I don't think I might spinny for a powder, just a little bit to go on top. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. Maybe that'll be a decision after we apply blush. So I am gonna bring it kind of a little bit higher. I'm not gonna keep it just to the shadow area or this part of my cheek. I'm gonna bring it up because it spreads out so beautifully. It's so natural looking. It's gorgeous. I'm going to add to my forehead as well. Get some color. I think that's what's missing from my face. Some color. Oh, I have to tell you about my little Sephora story that had me a little bit not upset. I wasn't upset. I just worry about the future and the mathematical abilities of our youth. So I ordered on the last day of the sale just a few products my daughter wanted and a couple of shades that I wanted in the Glossier and the Rhode blush. Anyway, that's not part of the story. The point is, this is the Patrick Ta contouring brush. It's so good. His bronzer brush and this one are fantastic. Anyway, I'm just going to do my nose a little bit here. So I pay for same day delivery. I have yet to ever receive anything same day. It's next day usually. I'm really considering just canceling. I'm sorry, not part of the story. Some of the items were available for same day, and 2 of the items were not. They were going to be shipped regularly. So I had 10 items in total. 8 were for next day, 2 were for regular shipping. So great, amazing. And then I get a notification that my same day delivery order was canceled with really no explanation as to why. So I went back online to see if the items were just sold out, and that was the reason. But it wasn't. Everything that was on my same day order was still available. I knew I wasn't going to be able to finish the story before we had to move on to blush. Let's move on to blush. I made a note as to where I finished off in the story. Let's pick our blush and then I'll continue on. All right, there's way too much blush to put everything on one wheel. So what I'm going to do is spin on whether or not I'm going to use a cream liquid or a powder. And if I get cream and liquid, then I'll decide, just like with the bronzer, if I'm going to add a powder on top after the fact. Okay, I think that's fair. Otherwise, we won't even be able to see the little slivers on the wheel. And that's just, it's not fair. Okay, so let's spin and see what we get. There's only 2 on here, so I don't need my glasses. Powder. Perfect. All right, let us spin the powder blush wheel. Oh, I need the glasses. What's it gonna be? Yes. So this is the Armani powder blush that was selected. This is shade 51. I cannot remember the shade name because they do not put it on the back of their products. Most products, it's just a number. That's what we're working with today. And I'm really happy because I have not used this in so long. And I am going to use the new Eyeshadow 05 brush from Refer. They're having an incredible sale right now for Black Friday. I think it's till the end of the month. I cannot remember. I did post it on my community tab. These are 90% of my brush collection is Refer, and I love them. And number 5 is my favorite powder blush brush, but the Eyeshadow one has these little sort of, it's kind of like messy up top, and they have little fibers that kind of stick out. And so it makes the application of the blush even more diffused, even more light. And if you want a little bit more pigment, you just press down on it. This I've used and it's so, so beautiful. I washed it last night and it's perfectly clean because I wanted to use it again today. So I'm just going to dip into shade 51 in the Armani. I think it's Luminous Silk. I can't remember. These came out a couple years ago, I think. That's how much I'm going to put on my brush, and I'm just going to skim. I'm going to start skimming, and it just applies so beautifully. So beautifully. This is such a soft, beautiful brush. And they have the Shodo in the shadow brushes as well. I want a little bit more, so I'm going to build it just a smidge. I'm just skimming because I remember this blush being pretty deep for what I like. Anyway, so pretty. I don't want to forget to tell you about the Sephora situation. I'm not going to have enough time now either by the time I'm done this blush. Okay, well, I'll continue. The whole point is I went online to see if the products, the 8 products that were supposed to be same day delivery, were still available, and they still were. And so I still wanted them, but they canceled the order, so I wanted my 20%. So I went on to the little like chat box thing online and came across a lovely person on the other end, and they said to me, surely we will apply the 20%. But we're going to have to add it to your account as a credit, or like a kind of like a gift card for the purchase. So it would show up on my account. It took a little while, but it did. And I noticed when I went on there that the amount was not equaling 20% of the items that I was purchasing. And on we went for an hour and a half, me trying to explain to her that you can't take 20% of what the original order was, because that original order was already 20% off. Okay, let's pick eyeshadow first, and then I can continue on with the story. So I have all my brands on the wheel, and then we'll decide what we do after that. And RMS, the eyelights. I have 2, so I think I will use both of them today because they kind of go. I have Moonlight and Strobe, and I just did a quick little swatch for you so you can see what they look like. They're absolutely beautiful. They're beautiful. The only thing is that they're a little bit messy, and I have a hard time controlling how much comes out of them. Although, if memory serves, I think they've changed the packaging on this and it's a little bit easier to control. I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. But they are beautiful. And because I cannot control how much of this comes out, I am going to put a little bit on the back of my hand of each. And then I'm going to use the Shodo brushes to apply. I'm going to start with the darker one. It's not too dark. And this one is called Strobe. This is a one and done as well, because as you can see, it has a beautiful reflective quality to it. But yeah, the only thing is the messiness for me. I am going to build it a little bit on the outer part of my eye. And these dry down pretty quickly, so you have to work a little quickly. You have some time, but not too much time. Sorry, the sun came out and I had to adjust the lighting. I'm going to add a little bit more. You can build on these. They're very easy, and this brush is great for it as well. Even though these are natural hair brushes, they're working with this cream beautifully. So now it's dried down. We have it where we want it, and it looks beautiful. We have a whole eye look going on. Oh, I'm glad these came up. I don't usually reach for them for the reason that I said, that I have a hard time sometimes just controlling how much comes out. And this is the way, if I do ever reach for them, how I use them. But then do I always want to put something on the back of my hand? Do I have to do that in order to use it? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to build just in the outer corner here. I just want to deepen it up just a little bit more. And even though these have a shimmer to them, they're not sparkly. They have a glow. You can use them all over the eye. wrinkles or no wrinkles. They do not emphasize lines or anything like that. They're very smooth and very, very pretty. Very pretty. I'm going to take the Shodo 02, which is thinner and pointier, and make sure that's distributed. And I'm going to add some of Moonlight, the lighter one, right in the inner corner here, and bring it up to my lid. I can't forget to tell you the rest of the story. I mean, I think you get the gist, right? The gist is, basically, as I do my other eye, I'll just finish off this story. Say my order was $100, and with the 20% off, my order was $80. They canceled the $80 order. And now I'm going to reorder, and the value of it is still $100, so I should be paying $80. But she is telling me that she is only able to apply the 20% to the $80, not the $100. Confused? I know, I was too. And I thought, no. And it was a matter of like $5, you guys, but that was not the point. It wasn't that. And so I was trying to explain to her, I was actually writing down the math. I was trying to figure out where she was getting this number from. I was like, no, it can't be that number because my order is this much. And so 20% of that should be X, you know? Anyway, let's just say the customer service agent, let's just put it that way, says to me, sorry, that's all I can apply to your account. If there's nothing else, have a nice day. Bye. Oh, no. Anywho, I went back on, someone else came on the chat, and finally someone understood what I was saying, and they ended up doing what they were supposed to do in the first place. It was very irritating. It was very frustrating and a complete waste of my time. I mean, really, at the end of the day, was it such a big deal? Not really, but really. I don't even know what I've been doing over on this eye. I've been concentrating on telling you the story. I think that looks so pretty, don't you? Definitely. So nice. All right, what should we do next? I think we need some liner, definitely. I feel floaty. I need to anchor this eye look. How am I going to do liner? For eyeliner, I'm just going to use my Victoria Beckham, my favorite, in Cocoa, in a brown shade, because I haven't decluttered and gone through all of my eyeliners, and there are so many old ones that really need to be tossed, or a bunch of different colors in there. So we're going to have to skip the wheel for the eyeliner, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this. Did I finish the story? Yeah, I did finish the story. Anyway, that was that, and it was annoying, but all got resolved in the end. And I remember calling my mom, kind of venting to her about this, and I just said, you know, it's just never easy. It's never easy. Kind of like when you call your cell phone provider or your like cable provider, you have an issue, it takes years to get a resolution, and it's just so unbelievable how it's just never ever easy. It's always something. Always something. Does anybody else feel this way, or is it just my luck? I'm going to add to my waterline as well. Oh, right. I think my mirror's a little bit far away. I'm going to have to move in real close just to check it out. But I think we're good for a liner. I'm going to do the other eye. I'm out of stories. I'm going to do the other eye. I might not be, actually. Let me think about it. Going to do this eye and then I'll be back. Okay, I added eyeliner to this eye, and I went ahead and did mascara as well. I used the Sephora Size Up in shade black. I don't keep my mascaras that long that they end up having to be included in a Shop My Stash. That's why. If you're looking for a mascara that is so good at Sephora collection prices, then this is a great one. I think we should now move on to powder. I need to powder a little bit in my T-zone. Everything else I'm going to leave as is because I really am loving that subtle glow that the Charlotte Tilbury is giving me. It's not metallic at all. It's absolutely beautiful, actually. All right, let's spin for powder and see what comes up. Danessa. This is good. Now, although I use the Danessa often, I do have two shades. I have the yellow shade here. The pink one is upstairs. That's the one I reach for mostly, but I have no problem with that powder being in the Shop My Stash, not at all. So let's apply. So this is the Evolution powder, and this is in the shade 2. It's a loose powder. It's not messy. I love components like this that keep the powder contained. And I'm just going to go in with my Hourglass brush and I'm going to swirl it in the cap and just make sure it's all distributed, because I have not been applying a lot of powder at all because I don't think it looks good on me. I don't cake it on. I just dust it, and if I need more, I add more to the areas that I possibly need, but I keep it mostly to the center of my face. Now recently for under my eyes, I've been sticking with the Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder, and that's all I've really been using for my under eyes specifically, although I do take that powder down my T-zone as well. But I can tell you that this powder is so light, so fluffy, so beautiful that I can take it under my eyes as well. And really glad it popped up, although I was kind of hoping that the By Terry one was going to be on there, but that's what happens when you have a wheel pick your makeup. That's okay. I love this powder. It's absolutely beautiful. So it kind of brings down the shine. It prolongs my makeup, but it's not heavy in any way, shape, or form. I love it so much. All right, let's move on to highlighter now. This will be fun. Okay, let's spin this highlighter wheel. I really hope it's something soft because of the look that we have going on. I don't want anything too intense, but it's not up to me. It is something intense, of course. Alrighty, so I guess this is what we are working with, this trio that Natasha released with her golden palette. And I'm going to grab a little fan brush here. I'm not going to go here. I'm going to go maybe a mix of these two. And see, these are pretty intense. I even use them as shadow. Well, I haven't in a while, but I have used them as shadow. I'm going to do a little swirly woos of the two lightest ones and hope that it works. So I'm going to tread lightly. Yeah, that's okay. That's working. I don't know why I was scared. I think it's because I'm going in so lightly. But these can get pretty intense pretty quickly. It's actually looking really pretty. Really pretty. I'm going to swirl them all together. Why not? And I'm going to add just a little bit more and a little bit up here. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's okay. Let's do the other side. It's so hard for me to do on this side on camera because usually I'll have to lean over, do other things to get to the side of my face. So usually when I'm editing, all the makeup on this side just looks terrible. I mean, because I'm really looking at it, and sometimes I get tired of looking at my own face when I'm editing, and then I start noticing all sorts of stuff, and I mean all sorts of things, and I've given myself a little bit of a complex, but I guess it's a, what do they call it? Occupational hazard. It's okay. It's fine. I talk myself off the ledge. What I'm seeing is just nitpicky stuff. Let's get the Cupid's bow here, even though we're going to do lips now, and I have an idea on how to do the lips. It's just nitpicky stuff, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things. Okay, when it comes to lips, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you this thing right here, okay? I have no idea how I would get all this on a wheel. So what I'm going to do, one sec. So I have the case that my Dyson came in. It's empty. I'm going to put all of this in here, and I'm gonna just do a random pick. That's the only way that I can think that I can do the lipstick situation. And I think what I'm going to do is mix it all up and then just go in and grab, because if I swirl my hand around there, trust me, I'll know what I'm touching. And I do not want to sway myself in any way. So let me add these to the box and then I'll pick. Okay, so they're all in here. By the way, I'm not including like glosses. There is one kind of gloss in there, and that is the Chanel, but I don't count that as a gloss because that pigment lays down so beautifully, and then it has the gloss on the other end. I consider it a liquid lipstick. So we have all of our lipsticks in here. I'm gonna shake it up, but I'm gonna mute you so you don't have to hear this. I'm not looking. Okay, I am not looking. Okay, everything has been shooken up. Shooken up? Is that the way you say it? And I'm actually, I don't even need to do that. I'm just gonna put my hand in there and grab the first thing I get, okay? Oh, do they make this lipstick anymore? This is, oh gosh, this is Huda. Okay, I'm not gonna do this one. Where is it? Is it in, oh, it's in the cap. It's in the cap. I am so sorry. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here and I'm not going to put on the Huda lipstick. A, because it's broken. B, I don't know if she makes these matte lipsticks anymore. So I'm gonna have to cheat a little. All right, let me shake again. I'm not looking, and I'm just gonna go in and grab. Oh, Charlotte Tilbury in the shade. Let's see. Oh my God, I can't see. What is it? What is it? What is it? I cannot see it. Oh, it's Pillow Talk. Of course, it's worn off the bottom. This is old. This is old. That's okay. I'm going to put it on. And you know what? For lip liner, I just went through and I have two Pillow Talk Charlotte Tilbury lip liners. Two. Why do I have two? I don't know. I probably bought a backup and started using the backup before I finished the original. Wow, what a blast from the past Pillow Talk is for me, because I did wear it consistently a lot. So this is definitely shopping the stash. I think it's fitting that we use the Charlotte Pillow Talk liner with the Pillow Talk lipstick. I know this is still popular, otherwise she wouldn't keep coming out with Pillow Talk stuff. But just me personally, I just haven't worn it in eons. Eons. It is such a pretty shade though. This is like the original Pillow Talk. And you know, for how old this is, it's gliding on really nicely. It's not dried out at all. Okay, let's get to the lipstick. Here we have our Charlotte Tilbury in the classic Pillow Talk shade. And you know, I think that was the best choice color-wise to match the look that we have going on. What do you think? I think it works great. Did I forget anything? No, I think we've gone through it all. No, I think we have a full face. And I'm actually really happy with the look. I think it looks beautiful. The only thing, I mean, we started off rough with the under eyes, I think, and I think it was just the combination of the Jones Road pencil on top of the Tarte corrector. It's all kind of working. It looks okay. I would have liked a little more coverage under my eyes personally, but I think we have a beautiful look put together, right? I think so. I'm happy with it. I did say I might add some powder bronzer to finish things off, but I don't think I want to. I think what we have going on is perfect to balance everything out that we have going on. This was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. It took some time to prepare for. And like I mentioned, if you want to see how I went through all of my products and decided what's going to be included on the wheel, I'll leave that video link down below if you care to watch it. Because I know I didn't go through everything that was on the wheel because I did that in that video. And you know, I can't get over how beautiful the eyes look. The combination of those two RMS highlights, it looks like I have an entire look going on. Like I spent ages on it. It worked out really, really great. It worked out great. I love it. I am so glad I got to play around with the makeup I already have in my collection. There was nothing really disappointing, just a reaffirmation really of that Tarte color corrector. I knew I wasn't crazy about it. Glad I gave it another chance anyway. But other than that, no complaints whatsoever. I had a lot of fun doing this. Let me know if you want to see more of these. What I can do is remove the products that I used in this one, maybe add some other products that come into my collection, and we can make this kind of a little bit of a series, but I don't want to repeat products. So I can figure out a way to do that as long as this is something that you guys enjoy and people want to watch. I certainly had a blast doing it. Really, really so much fun. And that is it. That is all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Follow me over on Instagram too, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.